When mentioning Greek mythology, people often think of names like Zeus, Cupid, or Poseidon, but there is another equally famous figure with fascinating stories, Hades. Hades is one of the main gods of Greek mythology, ruling over the underworld, where the souls of the dead reside. Though often misunderstood as a malevolent deity, Hades is actually a complex figure associated with both life and death. Hades is the son of the Titan Cronus and Rhea and the brother of Zeus and Poseidon. When Cronus's children overthrew him, the three brothers, Hades, Zeus, and Poseidon, divided the universe among themselves. Zeus ruled the sky. Poseidon ruled the sea. Hades ruled the underworld and the dead. The gates of the underworld were guarded by Cerberus, Hades' loyal three-headed dog, preventing souls from escaping and the living from entering. Hades' personality is often seen as gloomy, stern, and fearsome. However, he is not the embodiment of evil, but rather a just god who maintains order in the realm of the dead. When people think of Hades, two famous stories about him immediately come to mind. The first story is about the love between Hades and Persephone. The love story of Hades and Persephone is one of the most famous and profound myths in Greek mythology, reflecting the connection between death and rebirth. Persephone, also known as Kore, meaning young girl, was the daughter of Demeter, the goddess of agriculture and fertility. She symbolized youth and vitality, living in vibrant flower fields, where she often played with the nymphs. Hades, the ruler of the underworld, happened to see Persephone while she was picking flowers in a meadow. Enchanted by her beauty and innocence, he decided to make her his wife. One day, as Persephone was joyfully playing with her friends, she was drawn to a strange narcissus flower, a flower associated with Hades. As soon as she touched it, the ground split open, and Hades emerged in his black chariot, seizing her and taking her to the underworld. Persephone's screams echoed, but no one heard them except the goddess Hecate and the sun god Helios, who witnessed the event. It was truly love at first sight, Underworld Edition. Who said the Lord of the Underworld doesn't know how to love? Not only does he love, but he falls hard and fast. If anyone thinks love requires patience, they clearly haven't heard this story. Hades went straight from hello to you're my wife now in one encounter, no need for courtship or formal engagement rituals. At first, Persephone was devastated in the underworld, but over time, she began to adapt. Despite the harsh way he took her, Hades treated her as a queen. He shared his rule of the underworld with her and protected her from all harm. Though she was abducted, Persephone turned the situation around and became a powerful queen of the underworld. A true testament to the fact that women, no matter the era, have always been resilient and self-sufficient, even in the depths of the world. However, Demeter, Persephone's mother, was in despair when she couldn't find her daughter. She wandered the world searching for her, refusing to fulfill her duties as the goddess of agriculture. As a result, crops failed, the land became barren, and humanity faced famine. Eventually, Helios revealed the truth about the abduction. Furious, Demeter demanded that Zeus, the king of the gods, force Hades to return Persephone. Before Zeus could order Persephone's return, Hades tricked her into eating a few pomegranate seeds. According to the laws of the underworld, anyone who consumed food from the underworld was bound to it forever. As the saying goes, a clever man does not build castles with bricks, but with words. He does not win hearts by force, but with wit. In the end, Zeus proposed a compromise. Persephone would spend a portion of the year in the underworld with Hades, equal to the number of pomegranate seeds she had eaten, and the rest of the time on earth with her mother. When Persephone was with Hades, the land became barren, and nature withered, symbolizing winter and darkness. When she returned to Demeter, the earth flourished, and plants bloomed, representing spring and summer. Although their relationship began with force, it became more complex over time. Persephone was not just a victim, she became a formidable queen ruling alongside Hades. She was known as both a gentle goddess and a fearsome ruler. Their story symbolizes the balance between darkness and light, creating harmony in the universe. The tale of Hades and Persephone proves that no matter where you live, whether in heaven or the underworld, family drama will always be at the heart of every problem. And never underestimate the power of a determined mother like Demeter. Hades and Orpheus. The story of Orpheus and his tragic love for his wife, Eurydice, is one of the most touching and famous myths in Greek mythology. It is not only a tale of love's power, but also a lesson in patience and trust. Orpheus was a gifted musician and poet, the son of the god Apollo and Calliope, the muse of poetry. His music had the power to calm wild beasts and make trees and rivers stop to listen. Orpheus fell in love and married Eurydice, a beautiful and gentle maiden. Their love was filled with happiness, but tragedy struck when Eurydice was bitten by a snake on their very first day of marriage. She died, and her soul was taken to the underworld. Unwilling to accept the loss of his beloved, Orpheus decided to do what no one had dared, journey to the underworld to bring her back. Carrying his lyre, Orpheus reached the gates of the underworld, guarded by Cerberus, the three-headed dog. With his enchanting music, Orpheus soothed Cerberus and entered the realm of the dead. Orpheus was brought before Hades and Persephone. Playing his lyre, he sang of his deep love for Eurydice, moving the entire underworld. Hades, often described as cold and stern, was touched by Orpheus's sorrowful melody. Persephone, the queen of the underworld, persuaded Hades to grant Orpheus a chance. In a rare moment of compassion, Hades agreed to let Eurydice return to the mortal world, but under one condition: Orpheus must not turn back to look at Eurydice as he led her out of the underworld until they had completely left its realm. Orpheus guided Eurydice through the dark path back to the surface. He could only hear her soft footsteps behind him, but he was forbidden from looking back. However, just as they were about to reach the light, doubt and fear tormented Orpheus. He was unsure if Eurydice was truly following him. In a moment of weakness, as soon as he stepped out of the underworld, he turned around. Eurydice was right behind him, but because he had broken the condition, she was immediately pulled back into the darkness, this time, forever. Orpheus was devastated and could not overcome his grief. He wandered the world, rejecting love and comfort from others. Eventually, he was killed by a group of wild Maenads after he refused their affections. His soul was reunited with Eurydice in the underworld, where they could finally be together for eternity. This story teaches a lesson in patience and trust. Orpheus lost Eurydice because he could not overcome his doubts and impatience. It is also a testament to the power of art. His music was so moving that it softened even the harshest forces, including Hades himself. And finally, it shows that love does not always triumph, but it holds a power that transcends life and death. The two stories of Hades, his love for Persephone and his encounter with Orpheus, reflect the dual nature of this god. In love, Hades is both an abductor and a devoted husband, symbolizing the balance between darkness and light. With Orpheus, he appears as a god of rare compassion, willing to give a chance, but also strict in upholding the laws of fate. Through both tales, Hades is not just the ruler of the underworld but a complex figure representing the depths of emotion, love, and destiny.